Alrighty, YouTube, what's going on? It's Mesa back at it with some Destiny 2. As usual, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We're going to round up a whole bunch of news right now, so just sit back and relax. Let's get into it. Gameplay, once again, is from Paris from Gamertag Radio. Links to his channel and everything will be in the description. Alright, let's kick this off, guys. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., if you're playing the Destiny 2 beta on PC, you can go visit the farm. Now, it says the vendors had the day off, so more than likely it's going to be the same experience we had when they opened up the farm on console. Now, I'm going to be tuning into streams because I want to see what it looks like on PC. And guys, let me clarify something. When I said yesterday that yes, I will be buying a PC to play Destiny 2 in October, that doesn't mean I'm jumping ship, guys. You know me, all right? I'm a console scrub, okay? I will always be playing on console. But seeing how just gorgeous Destiny 2 looks on PC, yeah, I'm going to get a PC. You know what? I'll save my PC accounts for when, if there's any downtime in Destiny 2. But according to Activision and those quarterly earnings calls, they're trying to do their best so that we do not have content droughts. But hey, if we do, I'll jump on PC. I want to experience it. It looks ridiculous. Now, Fun Mobile Games X, going to link that channel in the description, was glitching out of the inverted Spire Strike on the PC beta. And, well, what do we see back there? We see one of those Leviathans, or at least that's what we're calling it. Hopefully you watch my whole conspiracy theory video where it looks like on the collector's edition artwork, and then also in a screenshot that when you were loading in your console beta was just some concept art, but you clearly see the same exact thing. It looks like some sort of world eater, and you see a ship flying into it, and also you see a constellation that's called Cetus, which means sea monster, and Leviathan means sea monster also. So check out my speculation video where I kind of put the pieces together, where I think the raid's going to take place on multiple destinations. Clearly we see us in the European Dead Zone. It looks like we see us on Nessus too, and then also we see us running through a ship. So I get a feeling these Leviathans, there might be more than one now, because we see one on Nessus, we see one in the concept art, and to me that looks like there's a Cabal city or something on top of this thing. Got a feeling that's where the raid's going to end. Next up, we're going to enter some spoiler territory. I covered some of this last night, so 1, 2, 3, click off the video. Alright, last night I covered that a whole bunch of audio files was data mined from Destiny 2. Last night I covered that some of those audio clips, we hear them mention Banshee. You have to go on a mission and go get some rifle parts for Banshee. There was another clip also that someone, I'm not sure who the voice was, sounded like Amanda Holiday, says that she got lectured by Rahool. So Master Rahool, more than likely, is still alive. Now, I'm going to read through a few other clips, actually, that was nicely summarized in a Reddit post. I'm going to link that Reddit post in the description from Halo is Dead. So some of the other voiceovers, and I listened to some of them, I can't tell who's who. I mean, some of them, you could tell it's Amanda. Some you could tell are obviously, you know, the main characters, Kate Six, Zavala. But let me read you some of these clips here. So you hear an audio cue where an alliance with the Fallen is brought up, specifically during a conversation about how to flush out the Hive on Titan. Remember, from the very limited shots we've seen of Titan, that's where all the Hive are hiding out. Now, we know for a fact from the audio clips, yeah, Trials of the Nine, that's the name of the new competitive multiplayer thing, like Trials of Osiris, except this time it's going to involve survival and countdown. There was numerous audio files from a female voice, and yeah, they used the term Trials of the Nine, and they mentioned survival and also countdown in some of those audio clips. So it looks like Trials of the Nine, and those are going to be the two game modes. But that first clip where they say an alliance with the Fallen, please help me out in the comment section, speculate. Remember, you know, Marasov, she was in cahoots with the Fallen, or the Fallen were helping out with her. I don't know, do you think on particularly Titan, or we're fighting the Fallen all over the place, but Titan, we're going to have an alliance with them? Well, it could be a new Fallen house or something that we actually have some sort of alliance with. Next up, we get clarification on who Sloane is. So in some of the early trailers for Destiny 2 that were on Instagram, the subtitles were going over the screen, and we saw this one character called Sloane. Well, it looks like Sloane, that's going to be the NPC on Titan. So it looks like we're going to have an NPC on each of the destinations. We have Devrim K, that's on the European Dead Zone. Looks like we're going to have Sloane on Titan. No idea who we're going to have on Nessus. We also hear a random NPC saying, well, what if we tried diplomacy? What if we just let them have the Traveler? Then we hear a staticky voice that talks about the Nine, Exos. They bring up Skull-Ass, and they also talk about the dead resting. So I don't know why they would bring up Skull-Ass. Look, I'm going to link all these SoundCloud clips in the description. Have a listen to them all right? They're pretty interesting. We also have a new villain, and his name is Thuros. So I'm speculating, you know, could that be the name of the console? At this point, we don't know, but definitely Cabal. Then we also hear, it seems like there is a new tower, and we hear one of the clips refer to the old tower. well, you know what, guys? What if the farm is just like a temporary thing, and then eventually, maybe towards the end of the campaign, or at the end of things just being done in Destiny by the first expansion, we get a new tower back? I don't know, just throwing it out there. Now, there also is a clip that I can't tell if it's either Gaul or Thuros, and I'm going to do it in movie trailer voice, man. I haven't done that in a while. You hear a deep clip where he goes,
I have the light. I alone am worthy of the light.
God, that kills my vocal cords. All right, at this point, we don't know if that's Gaul or Thuros. Also, another fun factoid, Cade gets his arm shot off. We hear an audio clip referencing that. But don't worry, he's an exo, he could just slap a new one on. Now, there's numerous clips that I was listening to last night, and they go back and forth about the Golden Age and that the Traveler is sleeping. And I'm going to read this clip here. It says, a new Golden Age dawns by the Traveler's reawakening. It chose to be asleep for some reason. Now, when you listen to a bunch of these clips, you hear multiple NPCs talking about the Traveler. Why did the Traveler choose to sleep? I get a feeling there's going to be a new Golden Age, and that by the end of the campaign or by the end of whatever, we're going to reawaken this Golden Age. Traveler comes to life. Who knows? Now, Wired Magazine did a huge 20-minute long video, which is an AMA, Ask Me Anything with Luke Smith, where he takes Twitter questions. Awesome must watch. I'm going to break down some of the poignant things you might want to know from this actual interview, but just go watch it, guys. You know, Luke Smith, you could just tell that is a dude who truly loves this game and has his passion in it. So, I mean, he was the mastermind behind Vault of Glass, King's Fall, and The Taken King. So with him and Mark Noseworthy behind the helm of Destiny 2, I think we're in pretty good hands. Now, my friend Bungie Informer on Twitter also bullet pointed a bunch of these things I want to talk about, so I'm going to link him in the description as well. But let's go through them. So first off, Luke is very vague about this one. He goes, if you played to Destiny 1, and he was referring to veterans, you're going to enter the world a little differently when you boot up Destiny 2, but you must be on the same console. Now, what I'm wondering from this, and this is me totally reading into this, he says you will enter the world a little differently. Does that mean if you import your character, because I don't know about you guys, I am not making new characters. I'm taking all my characters over from Destiny 1. I get a feeling the story might be slightly different if you're a veteran Guardian coming into the Destiny 2 story from Destiny 1. However, Luke does say you have to be on the same console. So like if you were a veteran on Xbox and then you went to PS4, you're not going to quote unquote enter the world a little differently. So it's only if you're bringing that character over from whatever platform you were playing on. Now, Luke is asked about the Vex, all right, and how they play into the whole story of the Red Legion and the conflict. So Luke actually says they aren't a part of the conflict of the Red Legion, but he flat out says that it's going to be where we go next. And when you listen to the interview and watch it, you know, he's referring to next meaning next story that they tell, or at least that's the vibe I got from it. You let me know when you watch it, but it sounds like either the next DLC, which we already know the symbols of. One's a Osiris-looking one is a Rasputin-looking logo. But remember a long time ago when we saw a screenshot that was leaked out of some press conference where we saw on screen, one of the expansions was called Vex Void. So remember, those things probably are all on the table and stories to be told within Destiny 2. I do recall an interview with Scott Taylor and Christopher Barrett. They were the gentlemen who made Rise of Iron. And when asked about how do they come together with like a story, they said they have a whole bunch of different stories that are kind of on the table, and they kind of pick and choose, well, which direction do we want to go? Do we want to tell the story of the Cryptarch? Do we want to tell the story of Xur? They even said at one point. But they did decide to go with the Iron Lords. So when I read into this, guys, that next expansion, you know, Luke, look, watch the interview. He clearly is alluding to that's the next story that we're going to tell, or at least, again, I just keep in disclaimers here because these are all opinions, but he does give you that vibe that, hey, that's where they're going next. So could be the next DLC, could be all about the Vex, and who knows? We don't know the names of the DLCs, we just know the symbols, but could involve the premise of what Vex Void might have been. I don't know. I'm reaching here. Now someone was asking about the Skaithlock, and that was the best auto rifle in the beta, and loved it. And it got Luke to talking about weapons, kinetic and energy weapons. Now, probably already know this already, but when it comes to energy weapons and it comes to your kinetic weapons, they're both going to pull from the same loot pool, right? So you can get an energy version of a particular weapon and then a kinetic version of that weapon. Now, I believe Dado did confirm this a while back when the console beta hit, but Luke confirms it here. So kinetic weapons, they're going to do more precision damage than energy weapons when it comes to Guardians, not in the Super. And then the flip side of that, energy weapons are going to do more damage than kinetic weapons to enemy Guardians when they're in their supers. Now, Luke is also asked all about the whole, well, my character kind of feels so much slower. I think he even brings up a Warlock saying running around as a quick Warlock. Well, Luke just kind of goes back to when you get your armor drops, that's where you really want to focus on your resilience, your recovery, and also your agility. So if you want to move fast, make sure you put on armor that gives you high agility. And if you want to be beefy and tanky, make sure you put on armor. I know when I was playing the console beta, I was maxing out my armor the whole time, not so much agility or even recovery for that. Well, actually, I was going with recovery, also armor. And yeah, my character did feel very slow. So there's going to be a balance. You know, we got to work out the numbers. That's one video I'll be waiting for sure from Data, was the whole breakdown of armor, recovery, resilience, all that sort of stuff, and see how it works in terms of, you know, if you tack on more resilience or armor, you know, have heavy armor, does it really make, like, can you take an extra shot in the Crucible or something? Or how much does a difference does it make in PvE? So that's how you're going to spec yourself out. Now, with one question, he's asked about majors, ultras, yellow bars, things like that. And he even mentions that they wanted to stay away from the word major, but yellow bars. So if you shoot a yellow bar, they're always going to drop power ammo. He says that was a design choice that will really play a part in the PvE endgame. So I'm thinking like maybe in Nightfalls, raids, things like that, maybe in flashpoints, heroic ones. You can be looking for those yellow bars, kill them so you can get some power ammo. Then we get some clarification for hunters, you gunslingers out there. So, you know, on your gunslinger, you have Path of the Sharpshooter. And he said that that is more of a PvE focused path. He says Golden Gun deals precision damage that increases with successive crits. But then precision damage can be across multiple enemies, so each crit shot generates an orb, making it the biggest orb generation subclass right now. But then again, we don't know how the Nightstalker is going to be reworked. We know the Nightstalker is coming back, but no one's talking about it. Now, he also does comment on fusion rifles and that they've been tuned down a bit from the beta, and also sniper flinch and sway has been reduced slightly. I don't know about you guys, but that fusion rifle in PvP, I was always the one, I would just run for that thing, and that was a guaranteed 4 to 5 kills. Now, he also talks about the Dubious Volley. Remember, that was that exotic whatever type gun that fires all those projectiles. We've seen it in multiple trailers. It was supposed to be in the Taken King. It got shelved. Well, it's in Destiny 2, but it's not called Dubious Volley. It's called, and I'm probably going to butcher this, it's called the Wardiff Coil. Alright, so that's going to do it for the video, guys. You know, look, I can't thank you guys enough. We have been crushing it in terms of support from you guys, from your likes, to the views, to the new subscribers. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the new Mesa Army. Big shout out to all the sponsors. I'll be streaming next week constantly when Destiny 2 comes out. And I got some really cool announcements to make next week. This is for the hashtag made it to the end, folks. I also got a huge package sent to me, which I'll probably get it tomorrow, and I'll do an unboxing for the weekend or something. But I don't know what's in it. I saw the packaging label, and it looks like something really cool. But I'll unbox it over the weekend for you guys. So that's it, guys, man. A few days away. I can't wait to play Destiny 2, the full version. That's it, guys. Do me a favor. Drop a like at this video, only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter at Mesa Sean. Check out my stream. Usually, you know, it's on YouTube. And that is it. I am out of here like Vladimir.